What do you remember about the 2004 Patriots?
And the Patriots are world champions again.
After winning 2 championships in 3 seasons, the Patriots' 3rd Super Bowl win in 2004 cemented their place as the NFL's dynasty of the new millennium.
Back-to-back world championships, 3 out of 4.
Now, 20 years later, we're going back for our 3rd and final chapter to recapture how the greatest Patriots team of the 2000s came together and reigned supreme.
Yes, it's a dynasty.
This is a Patriots Super Bowl Sound Odyssey. Yes, it's a dynasty. Episode 2, the regular season.
Let's go, baby!
After reloading during the spring and summer, the Patriots were poised to embark on the 2004 season, already carrying a 15-game win streak that dated back to late September of 2003.
Dynasty, and that's the goal of the Patriots this season, who last year started 2-2, then ran the table through the playoffs. They haven't lost a game since the 4th week of the 2003 season. If anything, they have more talent with the addition this season of running back Corey Dillon.
The Patriots raised their second banner on Thursday, September 9th, with their arch rivals, Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts, looking to spoil the party.
Patriots and Colts, what a way to kick off the 2004 regular season.
The Pats were fresh off a win over the Colts in the AFC Championship the previous January, but now, in ideal conditions, they still had plenty to prove against a high-powered offense that could only be contained for so long.
In this case, the Patriots say, oh, we got their number, and it's a psychological edge for a while, but it's always a possibility that the other team can return that and take over, and that's what you have to be concerned about. But usually, the team that plays the best will win, and in the past, the Patriots, I do believe, were playing the best football, and they have been proving that over that period of time.
Matt Patricia, offensive assistant.
We're getting ready for the game, and one of the things that was amazing to me right away in my first year in the NFL was just Bill teaching the team situational football.
Situations.
No one, I know it's kind of common now. I think the secret kind of got out a little bit, but no one was doing that back then like he was. Just the detail and how to play situational football, and our guys ate it up.
Ball's on a 1-yard line, half the distance to the goal, they get penalized 2 inches. So why not try to draw you guys offside, right? That's the cheapest 5 yards they can get. That's the situation. They're backed up. You got to be ready for a hard cadence that gets them off the goal line. All right? They miss it, what do they got to lose? Nothing. 2 inches. They're on a 1-yard line anyway. Okay?
So we were doing that all week, and we're in a meeting, and we're getting ready for a team meeting. And I'm telling you, we walk in, it's like probably the day before the game. And on our chairs is how long ago it was, but we had these giant CDs, like really nice CDs. It's all signed by Ozzy Osbourne. I'm like, I love Ozzy Osbourne. This is really cool. And I'm telling you, Bill comes in to start the meeting, and he's going through stuff, and the doors to the back room opens up, and Ozzy walks into our meeting, and you could see all the players. Bill couldn't really see him, but you could see all the players like, oh my God, that's Ozzy Osbourne. He just shuffled into our room, and he totally was confused. And I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. And Bill didn't even know what was going on, and then all of a sudden he looks and he sees some dude in the corner, and he shuffles back out, and we're like, Ozzy Osbourne just totally broke into our meeting room right now. It was like the most amazing thing ever.
Here to perform Crazy Train, the Patriots' traditional entrance anthem, Ozzy Osbourne.
Nick Fitzy Stevens, Patriots fan and personality.
You're coming off of defeating Peyton Manning in the AFC Championship, Ty Law having his way with Peyton Manning. But opening the season after you win your 2nd Super Bowl and the NFL says, okay, if you really mean this, you're going to have to go through the Colts, the team we thought was going to be the gold standard of the AFC. Once again, this, an opener after you raise your 2nd banner, Indianapolis, the Colts, Peyton Manning, Brady, this right here truly cemented that Brady Manning was to be the rivalry, the matchup for the first decade and then some of the NFL in the 21st century.
2nd down. Brady, play action fake. Looking, fires, end zone. Touchdown, Deion Branch. A bullet from Brady to Branch.
It was a back-and-forth game through the first half, with Indy taking a 17-13 lead into the locker room at the break.
Lonnie Paxton to snap the ball down. The kick is up. The kick is on the way. The kick is right down the pipe. And a tremendous first half is over as Adam Vinatieri pumps a 43-yard field goal through.
In the 3rd, Tom Brady hit David Patton with a 25-yard touchdown.
Brady straight back to throw. Looks, goes to the end zone, open, touchdown, David Patton!
And then Daniel Graham with an 8-yard touchdown to give the Patriots a 10-point lead.
Brady on 2nd down. Play action fake. Looks, floats, end zone, touchdown, Tom Brady. Touchdown to Daniel Graham. Brady has been spectacular. What a great throw.
Indy would close within 3 points after a fourth quarter Brandon Stokely touchdown.
3rd and goal, Indianapolis. Manning calling signals. Play action. Fires to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
And then string together a game-ending drive that stalled out at the Patriots' 29-yard line thanks to a Willie McGinnis sack.
Manning out of a shotgun takes the snap. Here's the rush by Willie McGinnis. He sacks him back at the 30-yard line.
Colts kicker Mike Vanderjagt, who had hit 42 straight field goals, confidently rubbed his fingers together in a money sign as he walked on the field to attempt a game-tying 48-yard field goal.
Ball is in the middle of the field to snap the ball down. The kick is up. The kick is on the way, and the kick is no good. No good. Vanderjagt's 42 straight field goals is broken. He misses with 19 seconds left, and the Super Bowl champs will make it 16 wins in a row.
Just like that, the Pats were off on their 2004 season and already had a game in hand over an opponent they were sure to see again down the road.
The defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots hang on and beat the Indianapolis Colts again, 27-24. Make it 16 wins in a row for the Patriots.
Nick Fitzy Stevens, Patriots fan and personality.
First things first, you got to know, you do not taunt or troll Patriots fans. Doing the money sign and then missing the kick at the end of the game, like, that is one of the sneaky, great, memorable moments of the Brady Manning rivalry, Pats Colts, and at Gillette Stadium. Just awesome. What a great way to begin the season.
Paul Perillo, Patriots Football Weekly.
That was a great game, and I don't think that's one that gets talked about as much as some other ones. Listen, Peyton Manning's a punching bag in New England still, even though he won a couple of titles and whatnot. It was people still, I think, dismiss him as not being on Brady's level, and I think that's unfair to him. Those Colts teams were really good, and the Patriots were really good. And that game, that opening game in 2004, you realize that that's the difference between hosting and not. And that was, let's just look at it. When Manning hosted the games in the playoffs against the Patriots, he won 3 times. When the Patriots hosted, they won. When Brady got to be at home, so at least they should have gotten to overtime. But a terrific way to start the season.
In Week 2, the Patriots traveled to Arizona, where Corey Dillon broke out and sent a message to the rest of the NFL that last year's champs had gotten even better.
Running back is Dillon, 1st and 10, Arizona 25. Brady brings Gibbons in motion. It's a handoff coming to Dillon to the left. He's down to the 25-yard line, to the 15-yard line, down to the 12, to the 11-yard line. Corey Dillon, beautiful piece of running.
Dillon tallied 158 rushing yards on 32 carries, and the Pats rolled 23-12.
For the final score, the New England Patriots' 17th win in a row, 23-12 over Arizona.
Ivan Fears, running backs coach.
I mean, he made plays in each one of the games he played in. I mean, the whole idea was not to 32. That was a little bit more than we wanted to do. Really was. You know what I mean? But every time we get going, he'd make a play or two, and he'd be in the middle of a drive, and then he'd be getting a little tired, and I'd be wanting to get them out. Charlie or Bill be yelling, "Where's Corey? Where's the back?" And he's on the sideline with me. I'm going, he needs a blow, but he was very good at dealing with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Jim Nagy, Executive Director of the Senior Bowl.
What was really unique to that team is that they didn't rest on the previous year. They did a really good job of putting 2003 in the rear view. So credit to those coaches and players that they kind of turned the page and they were focused on 2004, that 2004 season. But yeah, you're heavily invested. When my typical routine that year, I would go I'd find a sports bar in whatever college town I was in and watch the Pats game. This is back when, it was, you had the Sunday ticket, but you couldn't really get it at the house. So you had to go to a sports bar. And I would bring a stack of thank you notes, and I would write thank you notes to all the people I met with at the schools that week, whether it was the strength coach or the trainer, position coaches, coordinators, whatever it might be. And I just sit there and write my thank you notes and watch the Pats. And usually those were pretty fun Sundays.
The Pats stayed on the road for a familiar opponent with a familiar quarterback in Week 3, traveling to Buffalo to face Drew Bledsoe and the Bills.
Drew Bledsoe against his old teammate and old team, Tom Brady and the Pats.
Unlike the 2003 opener, the Pats took it to the Bills, putting the game away in the fourth quarter with 2 scores, including a 68-yard fumble return by Richard Seymour that iced the game.
Bledsoe calling signals. 4th down. Bledsoe play action, going to be hit. Sack, fumble. Ball is loose. Picked up by Richard Seymour at the 40, 45, left sideline 50, 45, 40. Down the left sideline, Richard Seymour goes the distance. Touchdown, Patriots.
With the win, New England became the 4th team in NFL history to win 18 straight games.
So the New England Patriots have tied the National Football League record held by the Chicago Bears of 1933-34 and 41-42, the Miami Dolphins of 72-73, the 49ers of 89 and 90, the Broncos of 97 and 98. The Patriots become the first team in the 21st century to win 18 games in a row.
Home wins over the Dolphins and Seahawks followed. Despite the versatile kicking talents of future Patriot Wes Welker, who made an extra point and a 29-yard field goal in his team's 24-10 loss to the Pats.
And Wes Welker will attempt his first National Football League field goal. The kick will come from the 19. It's a 29-yard attempt for Welker, left-footed kicker. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Welker hits a 29-yard field goal, coming in to do the place kicking because of the injury to Willindo Mare.
The win was New England's 19th straight, setting a new league record.
Brady will take the final snap, and the game will come to an end, and the Patriots improve to 4-0. The Dolphins fall to 0-5. The Patriots have won 19 consecutive football games, a new National Football League record, and one that, as I agree with Gino, could be a long time in being broken.
How do we feel about 19 in a row?
Against the Seahawks, they logged their 20th straight win.
And that is the ball game. The New England Patriots have won 20 games in a row, extending their record, their National Football League record of most consecutive victories over 2 seasons. 20 in a row for the Patriots, 5 in a row this season, 17 regular season wins over the last 2 years. That ties the record for most regular season wins in succession. And the Patriots, for the second time in their history, are 5-0 to start a season. The last time was 1974.
Just as their crosstown baseball team was getting ready to embark on an impossible comeback of their own.
Ortiz in the deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Nick Fitzy Stevens, Patriots fan and personality.
The fall of 2004 for a Boston sports fan may have been the absolute emotional apex of our existence. Like, it may not have ever been much better than the Pats coming off a Super Bowl win, being an absolute wagon, looking like a shoo-in for at least an AFC championship, if not another return to the big game. Again, possibly winning back-to-back Super Bowls. And on top of it, the Red Sox are awesome. And they ultimately not only get back to the ALCS, but complete the greatest comeback and turnaround in Major League Baseball history, going through the evil empire to finally reverse the curse. This was like being a child and having your parents take you to Toys R Us, letting you go on a shopping spree, and then saying, hey, you know what? Why don't we hit Child World on the way home?
The 1-0 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second base. Pokey Reese has it. He throws to first, and the Red Sox have won the American League pennant. They mob Allen Embry on the mound. The Boston Red Sox have pulled the greatest victory in team history.
While the Red Sox were headed to the World Series, the Patriots welcomed their own New York rivals, the Jets. New York shared the same 5-0 record that the Patriots had, and the low-scoring competitive game lived up to the hype, with the Patriots' goal line stand preserving a 13-7 win that extended their record to 21 straight wins.
4th down, 9 for the Jets at the Patriot 30. Lone running back is Soule. Back to throw is Pennington. Here's the rush. He fires downfield, and it is broken up. Batted away by Rodney Harrison.
Play had no chance.
And the crowd at Foxborough giving the Patriots a tremendous ovation as they make their 21st, make the New York Jets their 21st consecutive victim and their 18th regular season victory in a row, breaking the NFL record. Brady takes the knee, goes to the ground, and that's it. Ball game is over.
Corey Dillon, University of Washington. That was the thing, man. We can win in so many ways. There's been times like during that 04 season where we start off in 5 wides. We're not even running the ball. We'll go a whole 2 series. We don't even run the ball. And I just think that was the scheming of Charlie Wise. He was a genius in running that offense, man. And dude, it was I felt like, you know what? I was the closer, you know? In those grimy games, like you need those tough yards. That's where I showed up and showed up big.
Brady, the handoff to Corey Dillon, coming right up the middle, across the 25, across the 30. He's across the 35, 40, 45. He's to midfield, cuts it back to the right. Brought down from behind at the Jet 40-yard line. Corey Dillon breaks a big one on. From his own 15-yard line, he races 45 yards. Patriots first down, make it a 48-yard run for Corey Dillon.
Teddy Bruschi, Arizona. Yeah, I think especially during that 21-game win streak that was there, you really learn to suppress success. And that sucks, really, to do that, because you really don't live in your successes basically until you retire. You know, and I think that's what truly great players and teams and professionals do, is you never focus on any type of championship or accomplishment that you've ever had until you've been retired, and you can finally look back and say, man, we were pretty good. You know, we were. But we just didn't do that. We didn't do that in terms of, we learned about 01 and the mentality we had in 02, 03, the winning that we had, and then realizing that putting every victory behind us, even if it was a Super Bowl, really preparing for a Super Bowl like it was a regular season game, or vice versa. You know, I think you start to learn how to do that. And, you know, it's a tough way to live. You know, it's a tough way to live and not appreciate your success in the moment, but it's something you have to do if you want to keep winning.
We never thought of last season as winning 15 in a row. We thought of it as winning 1 in a row 15 times.
Ivan Fears, running backs coach.
Well, I thought that was basically Bill. Bill had a way of telling the team what it's going to take to win the game and then showing it to them in the meetings. And it took a little longer in the meetings than you would, you know, normally. But he got the point across. And as a team, the guys that we had, the character of the guys we had, they really bought into that. And they could see, they could vision what it would take to win the game. And it was exciting to be a part of that, because they went into each game sort of ready for what's going to happen, and no matter what happened, I think they believed in themselves. They just had this thing about them, you know. They knew what it takes to win.
Yeah,
and it's never going to be easy. But as long as we don't give the opponent the game, we got a chance.
Adam Vinatieri, kicker.
Those years were fun. They were just so much fun because we expected to beat everybody all the time, and I don't know if that's not an arrogance. It's just a confidence that we had in the locker room that we knew that the guys that we had, like, hey, if we play well, we execute Bill's game plan, we're going to win, you know? We didn't win every single time, but we won most of the time, you know?
Back to Folk. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Just as the Red Sox were winning their first World Series in 86 years and breaking Babe Ruth's curse, the Patriots were about to end a streak of their own, but in a bad way.
Matt Patricia, offensive assistant.
We're at Pittsburgh. It's Halloween. And again, I'm on the field and I'm checking numbers. Like, that's my job. So I'm checking pregame numbers or out there stretching just to see who's out there and all that stuff. Pittsburgh always had they had one of their players defensively that he liked to chirp and he liked to talk and he liked to yell at the other team. And, you know, he was a great player for him. You know, great player. I've got a lot of respect for him. But, here I am. I'm nobody. I'm trying to check numbers. So he starts yelling at me. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you checking?" And he's like, he's just coming at. I was like, "Why?" I'm looking around like, "What?" Trying to intimidate me, right? I'm not playing. I don't. And he's just talking, and all of a sudden, this giant hand comes up over my shoulder, grabs me, and pulls me back. And it was Willie Mack. And I love Willie McGinnis. He pulls me out of the way and he just starts going. He's yelling over at their side. He's like, "Why don't you just shut up?" And he's go. And it Willie Mack was a dude. This guy, you did not mess with Willie. And everything got real quiet on their side, So that was my 100% one of my memories from that game was Willie saving me and coming to my rescue.
Footnote here: Tom Brady will go today without Corey Dillon, deactivated after suffering a thigh injury. Practice on Thursday. Originally listed as probable, it got worse every day. Downgraded to doubtful coming in. Now they have deactivated. Kevin Falk will be the back for the Patriots.
Without Corey Dillon and Deion Branch, New England's offense was without two of their most important pieces. The defense would take a hit of their own in the game, as Ty Law went down with an injury that would cost him the rest of the season.
Kreider, the fullback, is in motion to the left. Roethlisberger, play action, gets hit just as he gets rid of the ball. It is caught on a diving grab and going down at the 48-yard line after the reception is Hines Ward. And Ty Law goes limping off the field.
Adding to the mounting injuries in the secondary that will call for desperate measures.
Yeah, Ty Law's turned, and when he turned, he slipped, and something gave in his leg. He's hopping off on one leg.
Now he's down on his knees.
And he's asking for assistance from the medical staff.
The Steelers raced out to a 24-3 lead en route to a 34-20 victory that ended the Patriots' 21-game winning streak.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have ended it. Bill Cowher's squad, 21 and done for the Patriots. An amazing record-breaking run. But it comes to a close on Halloween, on the night that it might have been Game 7 for the Red Sox at Fenway. Can't have it all. The Steelers beat the Patriots 34-20.
For the first time since Week 4 of the 2003 season, the New England Patriots lost a game. Jim Nagy, Executive Director of the Senior Bowl.
Well, the Pittsburgh one did, just because you were playing Ben Roethlisberger, and I'd scouted him the year before at Miami of Ohio. And so I was just really curious what that would look like, because I love Ben Roethlisberger, the player, when he was coming out. And they didn't load him up. They didn't ask a lot of Ben on that football team. They ran the football and played really good defense. But I was just curious, and then they came out and they took it to us. Kind of hammered us that game.
Second and goal to go at the Patriot 4. Burris to the near side right. Back to throw. Roethlisberger fires left, and it is caught. Touchdown. Caught on the far side of the field by Plaxico Burris.
Scott Pioli, Patriots Director of Player Personnel.
When that happened, did it suck? Yeah, it sucked. But, it's one game. And if you let things if you put too much significance or too much pain into one game in either direction, it gets you distracted. It sucked. But, Tommy used to have this saying, it's one of my favorite sayings of his, like after he threw a bad ball or had a bad game, I remember he'd say, hey, even Betty Crocker burns the brownies every once in a while. And, we burned the brownies that day. It sucked. And the thing is, the most important thing is the win streak wasn't the goal. The goal was February. Winning a game in February is what the goal was.
Teddy Bruschi, Arizona. You remember that because you get beat a certain way. It's like you get beat by a team that's throwing the ball all over the place. You try to make different adjustments in terms of coverages and, oh, man, we got to get there as a pass rusher. You just get beat up and you get run over, and it was Bettis coming right down the pipe, right down, and just running through you.
At the Patriot 37, Bettis is the I-back. Handoff to Jerome Bettis. Breaks through a hole into the secondary at the 30, at the 25, at the 20, inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line goes Jerome Bettis. Brought down by Rodney Harrison, and that will put the capper on it for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's a different type of loss, and that's the type of loss it was.
Roethlisberger takes a knee, and that will do it. The Pittsburgh Steelers break the Patriots' NFL record 21-game winning streak with a 34-30 win here in Pittsburgh.
I wish we could have won all of them, all the way through. I don't really believe in the whole, it's good to lose so you rest, or it's good to lose because it refocused you. We refocused every week, no matter what it was. 21 in a row or wins or losses. We really called it, what did I call it? I said it was, it was one win. It was one win. One in a row, we just did it 21 times. But to do one win in a row every single week, was try the thing that we tried to form. So no, I never, it's almost, in 07, if we would have lost, we would have ended up winning another one. It's like, no, it was about winning all of them. It's always winning about all, it's always about winning all of them. I don't think people understand that, and the players that don't understand that is why they're flashes in the pan in terms of winning one Super Bowl.
Ivan Fears, running backs coach.
I think the way we looked at each one of them was it was just a game. All right? It was just a game. That wasn't what we were after. We always want to win every game, but that wasn't what we were after. So bullshit on the game. All right? We lost it. It's not that game that counts. It's what we do next week. And that's where we were.
Deion Branch, Louisville.
Just felt terrible, but was super eager to get back.
because knowing at some point we'll see these guys again. We will see them again. And I couldn't wait, just to add my little tad bit to the game. You follow me? My teammates went out and did everything they possibly could, and it wasn't because of me that they lost the game. We just didn't carry out the assignments. There was plenty of errors in that game that actually caused us to lose it. I think everything happened for a reason. The timing was that. We went on a 21 game, sorry. Hey, everything comes to an end a little bit, but that doesn't mean we can't start another win streak, And that was the thing for us more so, knowing that we will see these guys again and making sure we got all of our guys in the stable. And now they'll get the best of us now.
Paul Perillo, Patriots Football Weekly.
I think they lost Ty Law in that game, and Kevin Falk had a big fumble on a big hit. I mean, it wasn't necessarily, a bad fumble.
Brady out of a shotgun, has Falk to his left in the backfield, direct snap to Brady. Takes a couple of steps back, stands in there, fires. It is caught by, fumble, ball on the ground. Pittsburgh has it at the Patriot 18, 17-yard line. The last thing in the world that they needed on the first play of the second half. Fourth Patriots turnover of the game, and this one could be the real killer.
It was just one of those things, I think, the way you put it. It's kind of inevitable. You can't win every game. And Pittsburgh was really good. We didn't know much about Roethlisberger at the time, and he had sort of, he'd stepped in, and we thought he was kind of like Brady-like, in 01. He's winning all these games as a rookie quarterback, but he's not really responsible for the wins. He played really well in that game. He made some plays, and I just think everything that could go wrong for the Patriots went wrong. And I did kind of look at it as a one-off, but I did respect Pittsburgh. I thought the Steelers were really good, and I figured that they would see them again.
Patriots and Rams, first time they've met since Super Bowl 36, which Gino and I enjoyed immensely. And the good news of getting both running backs back, Patrick Pass and Corey Dillon.
The next week, the Pats got back on track in true Patriots fashion. Troy Brown not only got his first true taste of playing cornerback in the NFL, but caught a touchdown pass from Adam Vinatieri on a fake field goal attempt.
Troy Brown, Marshall University.
Found out later that, he was hoping that at least they would get to the second half, the third, fourth quarter, something before I had to go in and play. It was 2 plays. Two plays into the game.
Right.
And it was like, all right.
You see who comes in? Troy Brown.
Yep, Troy Brown is in as an extra corner.
Troy, you got to go in. And it was against the Rams of all people.
Absolutely.
Right. Troy Brown and he's playing defense. Playing Sean McDonald one-on-one in coverage. Hey, how about Troy Brown?
Love that.
Huh?
Yeah, so it was a lot of pressure. Scary situation to be in at that particular time. As a guy that just hadn't played defense in 10 years, 11 years, whatever it was.
Amazing.
So we got out of that game, unscathed, and you just kind of start relaxing after that and just like, hey, if I got to play, I got to play.
And who else would think that up than Bill Belichick and company?
Corey Dillon, University of Washington. I mean, and that's just the brilliance of the players we had. We're, could switch. Who would ever thought Troy Brown can get over there and play corner?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's who would think of that? What coach would think of, what, Troy, we need you at corner this week, and had a confidence of putting him in there and letting him play corner. I think overall, what was real underrated is we had a lot of good players.
So the Patriots will line up another field goal attempt for Adam Vinatieri. The line of scrimmage is the 4. The kick will come from the 12-yard line. It'll be a 22-yard field goal attempt for Adam Vinatieri. It's a fake. Pass to the left. Touchdown, Patriots. A touchdown to Troy Brown on the fake field goal. The direct snap to Adam Vinatieri. He fires a strike to a wide-open Troy Brown, who was like a lonesome end way over on the far left side of the formation.
Jim Nagy, Executive Director of the Senior Bowl.
The position versatility, I think that 2004 season, what Troy Brown was able to do going to the defensive side of the ball, I mean, that, to me, that's so emblematic of the New England Patriots and the Patriot way. Just, the more you can do mentality.
It's really about doing anything you can to help the team win. There's so many guys who can dress for the game, but if you're dressed, you better be prepared to play just about anywhere.
What's next for you?
Hopefully, the only place you see me is behind center. Because if you ever see me on defense, we're all in a lot of trouble.
Scott Pioli, Patriots Director of Player Personnel.
We also had this other saying that, and I remember Bill threw it at me when he hired me in Cleveland, an entry-level job. He said, hey, just remember, the more you can do, the more you can do. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I remember walking away and saying, what the hell does that mean? And what it is you need to just do your job, but be prepared to serve in many ways. So I don't think, anyone was really thinking there were other players that were used at different positions for different reasons. So I don't think anyone made that big of a deal of it, but we knew that we were always going to have backup plans.
Linebacker Mike Vrabel caught his second career touchdown in a total team effort that featured a little bit of everything.
Dillon directly behind Brady, in motion left to right, Fourier. Brady, play action fake, looks, fires, end zone, touchdown! Touchdown in the far corner of the end zone to Christian Fourier.
No, it was Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel, number 50, not 488.
Mike Vrabel, Ohio State University. I had a bunch of energy, and I'd show up 3 hours before the game and go out on the field, and Drew would be out warming up, and I would start running routes, and he'd say, well, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, run this, different routes, and I'd run them on the right, and we'd flip around and run them on the left, and then I'd go inside and wait for the game. And he must have had a conversation, or Charlie was outside and said, hey, this guy could probably do this. And we headed in. We used it finally in the Chargers game in San Diego, scored. We lost the game, so it did not get much attention. And then kind of snowballed from there.
Brady, remember the Super Bowl? Mike Vrabel, the Super Bowl last year, caught a touchdown, did everything, catches one from Tom Brady.
With the 40-22 win over their Super Bowl 36 opponent, the Patriots showed their first loss in over a year would not derail them.
The Patriots scoring pretty much at will against the Rams. Josh Miller only had to punt twice in this game as the Patriots ran roughshod over these St. Louis Rams here this afternoon. And they did it with a banged-up defensive secondary, and they did it in style to improve to 7-1 and regain a one-game lead in the AFC East.
After a 2-game road trip, the Patriots returned home to Gillette Stadium with the newly crowned world champion Boston Red Sox being honored before the game.
Red Sox outfielder Johnny Damon honored before the game. The Patriots won a Super Bowl before your season. What kind of motivation was that?
Oh, it's a huge motivation because they showed up to opening day a couple years ago, throwing out the first pitch, and they showed up again this year. And, those guys inspire us. I mean, they know how to play as a team, and that's exactly what we had to do to win a championship. So coming out here and supporting them, we'd do it any day. We think they're the greatest teams around, and they support us, we support them. It's New England's a very happy place right now.
Troy Brown continued to play cornerback against the Bills, picking off former Patriots quarterback Drew Bledsoe.
Travis Henry to his right in the backfield, 1st and 10. Direct snap to Bledsoe. The rush comes on. He fires to the left. It's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Brown. Down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Troy Brown with a pass interception. And he gets a rousing hand from the folks in Foxborough.
Teddy Bruschi also grabbed an interception off Bledsoe as the defense led the way to a 29-6 victory.
A loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 for Bledsoe and the Buffalo Bills at their own 45, and Bledsoe's back to throw. Flag goes down. The pass is intercepted by Teddy Bruschi at the 45-yard line. Trying to turn it to the right. He's to midfield, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, right sideline to the 30. Still on his feet and knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Teddy Bruschi with a brilliant return.
It was an especially sweet win for Brown after catching so many passes on offense from Bledsoe earlier in his career.
Troy Brown, Marshall University.
It was one of those things where I just, it was like just a sweet moment, and I was celebrating and jumping in Teddy's arms, that stuff, and like so happy I got a pick. And then it set in that I just picked off Drew Bledsoe, and I was like, oh man, so how do I handle this one after the game, and all that stuff. So it was like, and I didn't really feel bad, but I just felt like this is just too awkward.
You know, Drew Bledsoe and Troy Brown hooked up 218 times when they were teammates. That's when Bledsoe was aiming for Brown, but now Brown's playing DB these days an awful lot. His first career pick. Pats win.
Deion Branch returned to the lineup against the Chiefs in Week 11 after an extended injury absence and immediately made his impact felt with a key catch on 3rd and 15 on the opening drive.
3rd down and 15 from the Kansas City 22. They have to get to the 7 for a first down. 3 receivers to the near side right, 2 to the far side left for Brady. 3rd and 15 out of a shotgun. Takes the direct snap. Stands in there, pump fakes, fires, end zone, diving catch at the 5 by Deion Branch. 1st and goal to go Patriots.
If Branch got things started, Willie McGinnis finished things off with a sack that sealed win number 9 of the season, a 27-19 victory.
And it is a 4th down and 6 for Kansas City at their own 36. Again, Green out of the shotgun, slots to both sides. Direct snap to Green, stands in, being chased, going to be sacked. That'll do it. Sacked back at the 26-yard line. Willie McGinnis was relentless in his pursuit of quarterback Trent Green, and he sacked him back at the 26, and that puts the cap on it for the Patriots.
Back in Foxborough, the Patriots continued to show they could win games however necessary, with a 24-3 domination of the Ravens in a driving rainstorm.
2nd down and 20 for Baltimore at their own 20. Out of a shotgun now, Bowler will take the direct snap. Here's the rush from the other side. He is hit and sacked again. Fumble. Ball on the ground. Chased down to the 1-yard line in the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Patriots. Touchdown on the fumble recovery by Jarvis Green. That is defense, my friend.
Jarvis Green returned a fumble for a touchdown, and Corey Dillon rushed for 123 yards.
Rain pounding down. 2nd and goal to go at the Baltimore 1. Seymour, the fullback, Dillon, the tailback in the eye, goes to the left, drives it down and in. Touchdown, Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon, University of Washington. What dawned on me, I didn't understand, like being at another organization, you would hear like what other organizations do. So I never knew what the Patriot way was. I didn't get that. I was like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, is that a cult? What's going on? Like, and you would hear that from other players, because I mean, I grew up. I'm from Seattle. I know Lawyer Malloy, and I've been to Willie McGinnis and all these guys before I got here. So me actually coming over and like, in the narrative out there before I even got here, oh, he'll never fit in, it's the Patriot way. I was like, I don't even know what the hell that is, to be honest with you. But getting over here and seeing it firsthand and figuring out what it is, it's just a guy doing his job. You know what I mean? Going out there playing the right way.
Pats a win, 27-19. As always, winners get to talk first.
I'm playing with a great group. I mean, they got my back, I got theirs, and you know, when I make mistakes, man, we just come up and make a play to help us win, and that's what a team effort's about.
Well, Brady got the horse trailer from John Madden, but Corey Dillon was the horse.
Total team efforts continued in Cleveland as Bethel Johnson returned the opening kickoff 93 yards for a touchdown.
Dawson into it, Bethel Johnson deep, and the kickoff is away. Coming down to Bethel on the far side at the 6, heads to the 10, toward the middle of the field, the 15, 20, alley, 25, 30, 35, 40. He is going to go to the races at the 50, the 40, the 35. He is going to go all the way, 94 yards. Kickoff return for a touchdown for Bethel Johnson.
And the Pats never looked back en route to a 42-15 win, their highest scoring output of the season.
Paul Perillo, Patriots Football Weekly.
They go to Cleveland, and Bethel Johnson returns the opening kickoff for a touchdown. The game, Mike, was over. O-V-A-H, as we like to say in Boston. It was over. There's no way that the Cleveland Browns were ever going to make up 15 seconds in. They were never going to make up that gap, and that to me spoke to just how dominant. I know Cleveland wasn't a good team, but how many teams just like, well, that game's over. You know, one play, that's all. All right, go home. You go home.
The game is 14 seconds old, and Adam Vinatieri is on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the ball down. The kick is up. The kick is good, and the teams head back upfield. 14 seconds into the game. Your score, the Patriots 7, Cleveland nothing.
And that's how it was. It was. I used to feel like when the Patriots got the ball, if they moved to score, now let me see what the defense is going to do. oh, the defense forced a 3 and out, or they looked like they were in control, and I would look at Fred and I'd say, this one's over. And I did that a lot of times, probably like 12 times out of those 14 wins in the regular season in 04.
Back at home again, the Patriots clinched the AFC East title with a 35-28 win over the Bengals.
Brady checking off at the line of scrimmage. On second down, drops straight back to pass. He falls, gets rid of the football, and it's caught by pass on the near side at the 40. Stiff arms a man and goes up and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. What a play by Brady.
You'll never see a play like that.
He dropped back,
you know what?
He fell, but he knew where pass was. That's the thing. And he threw it from on the ground.
The referee, Triplett, was standing behind him. He's laughing. He's laughing and saying, my God, never saw anything like it.
Corey Dillon scored a touchdown against his old team while punching his first ever ticket to the postseason.
Third down and goal to go at the Cincinnati 1. Richard Seymour is checked in as the fullback. And he lines up offset right. Dillon is the eye back. Brady on third and goal to give us to Dillon to the right. Crashes down and in. Touchdown, Corey Dillon.
It seemed like the Patriots were streaking toward the playoffs as they traveled to Miami to face the Dolphins, historically one of the toughest places for New England to play.
Patriots defeated the Dolphins earlier in the season in Foxborough by a score of 24-10. And they're looking to make it 2 in a row over the Dolphins for the second year in a row.
The game was going according to plan against the Dolphins in their orange alternate uniforms, as New England built an 11-point lead with 4 minutes to play.
They come out of the huddle with Seymour, the fullback, and Pass, the tailback. In motion right to left comes Fourier, the give to no one. Brady play action fake, floats it end zone, touchdown Daniel Graham.
That's when things uncharacteristically fell apart. Dolphins quarterback A.J. Feely led a 7-play touchdown drive.
First and goal to go Miami at the Patriot 1-yard line. Miller and Morris in the backfield on a straight eye. The give is to Morris. Hurdles up in the air and goes down and in for a touchdown. That's the third time the Dolphins have scored a touchdown with their running back leaping into the end zone.
And then Tom Brady threw an interception deep inside Patriots territory.
Third down and 9 at their own 21. Slot to the near side left for Brady. In motion right to left Patton. Brady back to throw. Being rushed. Going to be hit. Fires the ball to the right. Intercepted! Intercepted by Miami. He just fired the ball off to the right. And Ian Badagio intercepted it.
Ill-advised. Tom Brady got away with that a couple weeks ago when he was lying on his back and threw it out. Made a completion. He was sacked. He was going down on his back. He tried to do it again. And I got to tell you, I know that he is really upset with himself for doing something so foolish at this particular stage of the game, and what might have been the consequence has happened.
Miami again capitalized, taking a 1-point lead with 1:23 left.
Chambers far side left, slot to the left side. Morris the lone running back. Fourth down and 10 Miami. Feely is back to throw. Looks, fires to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Miami. Caught by Darius Thompson, who leaped in the air. He's 6'2", and he catches a 21-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Feely with 1:23 to go, and the Dolphins take the lead, 29-28.
Brady threw another pick on the final drive. Just like that, Miami was kneeling on just their third win of the year.
Second down and 19 from their own 15-yard line. Patton to the near side left. Gibbons to the far side right with Branch in the slot, and on the wing is Graham. Pass in the backfield to the left of Brady out of a shotgun formation. Direct snap to Brady. Stands in, fires to the right, and it is intercepted. Fourth interception of the game on the left sideline, and down to the 23-yard line goes Arturo Freeman.
And handing the Patriots just their second loss of the season.
And the Patriots' 6-game win streak is about to end.
The upset made national headlines and was a reminder how quickly games can turn upside down.
Somebody explain this to us.
Blew an 11-point lead with 4 minutes to go in the game, so got to give Miami credit. They made the plays at the end that they needed to make, and we didn't make them, so that's why they came out on top. I think we didn't do a good job in any of the 3 phases of the game, and we just need to play better.
You just got to do your best to go out and rebound. And like I said, I'll go in tomorrow and I'll watch the tape, and I'll see the problems and I'll try to correct them. And you're not going to win any games throwing 4 interceptions. I know that. I learned that a long time ago.
Nick Fitzy Stevens, Patriots fan and personality.
Of course, as the Patriots were to go on this incredible winning streak, 21 straight games, like
They couldn't be stopped. They were just a bulldozer, a freight train, led by Brady's ascending greatness, Belichick's brilliance, Corey Dillon just smashing and dashing through lines, and maybe their best defensive unit to date as a franchise. But of course, there had to be, just to make sure that we didn't completely lose our minds, there had to be one head-scratching, how the hell did you guys lose that game? The Monday night loss in Miami, because, of course, the season ended with a Super Bowl, doesn't bother the Patriots fan to date. But when you think back to where you were, and when Brady threw the ass pass, but this time it was intercepted, costing the Pats a win on Monday Night Football against a terrible Dolphins team, that was one of those ones that kind of kept us all in emotional check.
Corey Dillon, University of Washington. Monday night, we're controlling the game. Everything is going good, man. It just, weird stuff started happening, man. It just, interception here, fumble here. And I'm just looking like, wow. But I tell you what, I think, honestly, I don't like losing. I hate losing. But I think we needed to lose that game to reset and get back focused. Because, I mean, when you're running through the season and you're 13-1 or whatever, you can get a little complacent. You know what I mean? And I think Bill used that game, prime example, to reset us, get us back where we need to be.
Paul Perillo, Patriots Football Weekly.
Just so uncharacteristic of those Patriots teams. They almost never beat themselves, and that night they beat themselves. And worse, Tom Brady was the reason that they beat themselves. I mean, just a terrible interception as Jason Taylor is throwing them down. Just one of those nights that, Miami was, I want to say Miami had 2 wins going into that game. And no one really took it seriously. Just give you a little peek behind the curtain, Mike. We used to do the paper at that time, too. We still had Patriots Football Weekly. It's the only time I had most of my writing done, and the game just sort of unfolded in a fluky way down the stretch, which completely made everything I wrote irrelevant. It's the only time I've ever done this. I just deleted the file and just started completely over again because nothing I had written was relevant by the time the game was over. It was one of the truly stunning results. Now, that one, everybody said, there's nothing to worry about here. That was just a sloppy, uncharacteristic one-off performance. Pittsburgh, you said, how much of it had to do with the Steelers and the Patriots. The Dolphins' loss was 100% on the Patriots.
Scott Pioli, Patriots Director of Player Personnel.
Yeah, it was frustrating. It was annoying. But it was, the timing was, part of our thing was we always wanted to get better as the season went on. We wanted to be strong in November, stronger in December. You don't want to peak in September. So when you're getting to that point, and we're a pretty good football team, we're a one-loss football team up to that point, it was another one of those reminders that, man, you got to be ready in 60 minutes, maybe more.
Undeterred, the Patriots bounced back the following week, clinching the second overall seed in the AFC and the valuable bye week that came with it.
The Patriots, after having lost last week, 29-28 on Monday to the Dolphins in Miami, bounced back with a brilliant overall effort this afternoon, offensively, defensively, special teams, in a 23-7 rout of the New York Jets.
The Jets had 5 punts and 2 turnovers on offense through 3 quarters as the Pats rolled 23-7.
And your New England Patriots have just clinched a first-round bye in the NFL playoffs with no worse than the number 2 seed. Matter of fact, they will be the number 2 seed no matter what happens next week, because Pittsburgh clinched the number 1 seed this afternoon.
With their playoff seeding set, the Patriots closed out their 2004 season with a final win over the 49ers. But it was not a meaningless final victory.
Second down at the 6-yard line, 2nd and 2 for a first down, 6 for a touchdown. Rowan Davey has him set. Tight end on the right wing is Weaver. Dillon, the lone running back. Handoff comes to Dillon, comes to the left, shoots it up the middle, touchdown. Beautiful piece of running by Corey Dillon. Started left, then just stopped for a second and bang, right up the chute for the touchdown.
Corey Dillon rushed for 116 yards to set the Patriots' single-season rushing record with 1,635 yards.
Second down and 2 for the Pats at the San Francisco 43-yard line. Brady to hand off to Dillon again, right up the middle. He's got a first down at the 40, on his feet at the 35, at the 30, at the 25, at the 20, down inside the 15, and brought down at about the 14-yard line. Corey Dillon with a bang-bang run.
Matt Patricia, offensive assistant.
Corey Dillon, one of my favorite people coming into the building. He was such a dude, man. He's such a tough guy. And I remember the beauty of Corey was just coming from Cincy. I remember him saying this. He's like, what I love here is I'm in the locker room. I'm just another guy. Like, the media comes in, they're going to talk to Tom, they're going to talk to Brewski, they're going to talk to Rodney, Willie, whoever it was. They didn't want to hound, like, they didn't even bother him. He's like, I can just be a football player. He's like, let me just go run the ball, and that's all he wanted to do. And he was a man. I mean, when the NFL is full of grown men, but then there's some like grown men, and he was one of those grown men. He would punish people, and you'd stand on the sideline during a game and you watch him run, and you're like, there's no chance. Like, my body would break in half. Like, he was a beast. And he had over 1,600 yards. I mean, he just would dominate and control the game.
Corey Dillon tied his personal high with his 9th 100-plus yard rushing game, and so the Patriots are in good shape going into the playoffs.
Corey Dillon, University of Washington. So during that whole season, I mean, everybody, I like players holding players accountable, offense and defense. That's what we did all year, man. So it panned out, and it kept us focused as just coming in, and the famous quote, just do your job,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we did, and players held everybody accountable for just doing your job. So, and if you're off, you're not, other players could sense that, you know what I mean? And it's just the confidence another player will give you when you may be struggling a little bit to go out there and perform, man, means everything. That's signs of a good team.
Next time, the Patriots begin another epic and poetic playoff run, with two bitter AFC rivals standing between them and immortality. Join us next time on this Patriots Super Bowl Sound Odyssey. Yes, it's a dynasty.